I think there's a narrative in the media of young women being discouraged from entering into politics, and you two have sort of bucked the trend and stepped up and not just joined the party, you've taken a very active role in the party as emerging leaders of the Young Democrats.
Actions have always spoken louder than words. You can say sorry to someone, but if you don't actually change afterwards and you don't work to do better, it means nothing. It's just a word sort of a thing. So for me, it's hard still watching the stuff that comes out of it, the way that Sarah Hanson-Young is treated still to this day, and the way she was treated a couple of years ago. The documentaries that come out about women in politics, particularly that came out this year, were shocking, and they make you shed a tear and they make you really mad. But for me, it's channeling that anger and doing something with it rather than just letting it fester, and I'm not allowing it to become toxic or anything like that. Just really just trying to do something with it.
Within Australia, we're ranked 50th in the world for our level of representation of women in Parliament. I would love to say that's purely because of just the way it looks now, but I think it is something that's continuously changing. I am seeing a lot of change, so I am quite hopeful that there are a lot more people, young women like Bianca and myself, who are interested and can see that as a future. But I think it's just kind of putting that hand up and going, I could do this, and actually seeing that. A lot of the time now as well, the representation that we're getting, and this is kind of part of my research, is looking at that the representation we're getting is not a diverse collection of women, that we are getting women who prescribe to very male attitudes or masculine ways of presenting. You know, I did an analysis of even Julia Gillard's speeches over her time in Parliament, and from her first speech to her last speech, actually the language that she was using was increasingly more and more masculine. There was more terms of aggressiveness, that it was more driven by ideas of war or defence and policy issues that you would typically prescribe to men, but those increasingly became apparent as the longer she was in Parliament.